Hear me out. Roblox anime games are not exactly fun. Now, before you leave a comment on this video,
Anime Battle Arena is actually the funnest game on Roblox. What do you mean?
well, long story short, I mean a lot of things. First of all, and most importantly, are the people that make the Roblox anime games. When someone makes a Roblox anime game, especially nowadays and recently, you don't see them actually trying to make a fun game. You see them trying to make a profitable game, and those tend to be two very different games, particularly on Roblox. The unfortunate truth is that the majority of the Roblox player base is young children, so it's a lot easier to make a game that looks good but does not play very good, if you get the gist of what I'm saying here. A perfect example of this is practically any simulator game. Simulator games, I would not call them enjoyable gameplay. In fact, most of the game is not playing it. You're setting up an auto clicker or clicking away on the game and doing something else. I really would not call that an enjoyable experience, but what is enjoyable are the effects and abilities you get after clicking for several hours. What makes this so profitable is that these types of games are not exactly hard to make. And I mean, anyone can make a clicker. You click a button and you set a value to go up by a certain amount. Pay someone a few $100s to make some flashy effects and maybe a clean GUI, and you got a pretty decent cash cow on your hands, especially if you've labeled your clicker with a notable anime franchise. Now, recently we have seen some developers moving away from this clicker style of gameplay and, moving towards this bandit beater type gameplay system, which, to be honest, is not actually too bad comparatively. Now, as a creator that started out, in the hype of Deep Woken, I think Deep Woken is a great example of a game that takes bandit beating and makes it quite enjoyable. I mean, I don't feel like it's fair to exactly label Deep Woken as a bandit beater, but assuming the label, it's a pretty damn good one. So at this point, I may have sparked another question in your mind.
There's lots of games that are not clickers. What do you mean?
Well, what I'm really referring to here are games with boring gameplay, and this is the huge end-all be-all when it comes to your game. If your game is boring, it's not exactly fun, is it? Now, since it's extremely subjective what makes a game boring, what's enjoyable in a game, I'm not going to talk too much longer about that, but I felt it was extremely worth mentioning since extremely lazy games are in fact the meta when it comes to making a profitable game on Roblox. Right now, it's not just the games, it's also the situation surrounding the games. Overall, right now, your options when it comes to playing a Roblox anime game are extremely dry. And if you do not believe me, Sly Kage, who I believe to be pretty much the king of Roblox anime games, said it himself.
There's literally nothing to play. Honestly, I don't know if I'm even gonna upload every single day anymore because obviously I have school and there's nothing on Roblox. Roblox is just dead right now.
And it's not a bad thing that developers are taking their time on new titles. It is a great thing. But with the situation as it is right now, the state of Roblox anime games is very dry and boring, and it's not really an anime game, but I'd say the only real good game on Roblox right now is probably Deep Woken, maybe ABA. ABA needs a little bit of work for me to be able to call it a good, enjoyable experience. I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video, maybe a later video. But yeah, at this point right now, we're basically in Roblox anime game purgatory, waiting on good, enjoyable titles to come out to play. And by the way, guys, when I say Roblox anime games, I don't exactly mean Roblox anime games. Like, Scarlet Moon isn't really a Roblox anime game, but I do feel it's a game that people who enjoy content and gameplay from the anime niche would also enjoy, so I think that overlap is enough to, almost lop them into the same category, at least in terms of audience. The reason why I'm so hesitant to lob them into the same category is because there's even a little bit of a stigma around the Roblox anime game category. There's just so many poorly made games, cash grabs, bandit beaters, downright manipulative marketing reliant games that despite the huge audience overlap, it just feels scummy to, put them in the same category or niche. I mean, when you say Roblox anime game, the initial thing that comes to mind is a game that has been based around an anime. So it's totally understandable if you don't quite see the point I'm making here, but I think it's very important to compare games like Deep Woken or Scarlet Moon to Roblox anime games because, like I said, they share a quite overlapping audience. Now, I went off on a slight tangent there, but my point is developers hopping from shitty project to project are making a lot more money than people working on giant projects like Deep Woken. And I suppose the problem may not exactly be the creators themselves, rather how the platform works and rewards almost clickbaity game titles that can be pumped out quickly with lazy gameplay. But to be honest with you, I can't really think of a solution. These are just my thoughts. I'm making this video because I think it's really important to acknowledge this and not just pretend like it doesn't exist, especially in the creator community. I mean, to be honest, who am I even to say that Anime Fighting Simulator 21 isn't a fun game? I'm sure it has an audience of gullible youths willing to spend their mother's money, but I just wish more developers put in the work and delayed their gratification just a little longer to make a better game. Another huge problem is games releasing too early because developers want to cash out sooner. The patience and delays around projects like Deep Woken is astounding. I mean, it takes a ridiculous amount of discipline to delay a project like that for as long as possible in order to get the best project on release day. Now, I'm not saying we need more Deep Wokens. Deep Woken is an insane project, in my opinion, and it's probably going to be quite a while before we get another game of its caliber. At least I think. I don't know a lot about Emblem Tales or Scarlet Moon or any of these big titles slated to release quite soon, actually. I think this influx of new, fairly large projects and titles coming in, for example, the ones I just mentioned, will put an end to this little purgatory of Roblox anime games we've got going on here. And I'm not saying it's morally wrong or something to release a cash grab game. I'm just putting out my subjective opinion that they are not enjoyable or fun. If I were a developer, to be honest, I'm sure I probably would have released several cash grab games. I mean, who doesn't want to earn money to fund their future projects, or at least get some funds? With the competitiveness of the Roblox platform, it's very risky to work on a big project like Deep Woken, especially for as long as they did. In fact, this is even seen in YouTube. Time is synonymous with risk. The more time you put into something, the more effort you put into something, the more money you put into something, the more you're putting up at risk. And in the investing world, in the business world, risk is synonymous with lost money. That's profit that you didn't take. And with minimizing your risk and maximizing your money, the obvious answer is a shitty game with good graphics and cash grab mechanics. The state of Roblox anime games right now isn't really enjoyable, at least to me. And it's hard to exactly gauge what enjoyable is because how subjective it is and the huge amount of diversity and taste in what people playing Roblox anime games, what they're looking for in a Roblox anime game. Anyways, this was just the thoughts of a small content creator that tends to use the Roblox platform frequently. With that said,